Yeah.
made me think about, I'm just going back to when you told your classmates about what happened with the car, you
Yes.
falling out and being okay and letting them know what happened. And it's like when I know like the specialists, they always say, once you have some traumatic event, one of the major things that needs to happen right away after the event is to have a sense of safety and
Yeah.
connection from other people. So it's like you express yourself to your classmates, letting them in on what had just happened to you. You know what I'm saying? This traumatic.
Yeah.
So at the time, you might not have even your mate
Right.
might not even like ascertain just how like traumatic, and how bad it could have been. But it's like, wow, let me tell you about what happened. And then when they dismissed it and invalidated you and then told the teacher about it, it's almost like it seemed like you created like this safety net around you of
Yeah.
everybody else is not safe and I cannot if I express myself, I'm going to be invalidated. They're not going to believe me. You see what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
like you built a world around it.
Yeah, I literally got chills. You just describing that. I've never heard anyone describe it that way. And as I did introspection work, I've never thought about that aspect of it. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that.
Oh,
And
you're
even
welcome.
yeah, and
Yeah, the
even
Holy Spirit was giving me, as you're
yeah,
talking, and I
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stopped and just
exactly. That's
mentioned that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because like I said, I know they said the first, the time that's closest to the incident is most important. So depending on who we talk to, we're going to
yeah,
be securely attached to them. It's going to determine what type of attachment style we use, because depending on what that person say, it's going to either be one of like 4 different attachment styles that's going to go on. Because even though we have our main attachment style, sometimes it changes according to who we're in conversation with. Because like if it's a person that's totally unsafe, we can and traumatic to deal with, we can attach to them like in fearful avoidant, or it could be avoidant, or it could be anxious attachment style, where sometimes we feel safe, sometimes we don't. And it
yeah,
seems like that's probably what happened to you. And then you got the secure attachment, which is obvious, but it seemed like that anxious attachment, like right now, they're not safe for me. So it seemed like
yeah.
your whole it seems like your whole bubble was around that incident. You see what I'm saying? And the decision
Yeah.
you made later. I'm not going outside of here. I can play basketball. But if I interact with them, then possibly the same type of thing comes right back in where, you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
going to believe me. It's going to make me not feel safe. So I just wanted to say that before you can go, straight on with
Yeah.
the house. But I just
No.
was sitting thinking my brain was going.
Yeah. No, yeah, thank you for sharing that. And even, there's the school aspect, but also my mom. My mom is amazing. My mom is great. She's very loving. And I think it's something that she's expressed now. At the time she was, I don't know, like mid, like 28, 27.
Right, right,
A lot of these psychological aspects that you just described weren't as there wasn't as much awareness. So I think in some conversations I've had with her as I've gotten older, she wishes she did more to supply that, that safety blanket.
right. After it happened.
Even though it wasn't a blanket, but that, maybe not sending me to school the next day, just making sure that I, secure, moving forward. So yeah, that really defined me. But also I will say, I do believe in some sense that happened for a reason. It was
Gotcha,
just part of my journey, you
gotcha.
know, in growth and the things that I've learned. It's easy to look back on life and have a lot of regrets about
Right,
things, decisions we didn't do, the decisions, to take that job. Because that's what I
right,
was doing. Right. I
right.
was like, "Oh, what if I took this job? And what about that job I turned down? And what if I went all out when I played basketball? Could I,
Right.
but I do now. I believe that was supposed to happen. That was just a part of my journey and my
I got
learning
it.
and growth. And
See
now I
exactly
can
what you
share
mean.
that, right? So yeah, so then I got this job and I was kind of like, oh gosh, what do I do? and I always like to make sure I don't want to paint the picture that I was just this depressed recluse, like in the house. I had a good life, and I traveled here and there. But when it came to going to work, when I was at work, it was just like I was walking through those doors, and like I was like, it wasn't challenging. I feel like I had more to give. But then I read this book called Positive Intelligence, and that book really shaped my life. It really changed my life, because one, it helped me shift my perspective about the world and also myself. And I wasn't internalizing what I looked at as mistakes in the past.
Right.
Let me look forward and just accept, not define my environment or where I was in life as negative so much. But what it also provided me was the insights that, I actually don't want what I thought I wanted. I actually don't want a 9-to-5 traditional career. Like I was like, wait, I actually don't want that. That was just what society and family, like that was what I thought, like, we're told we're supposed to go after. And I was like, I don't want that. So then I was like, well, I don't want that. So yeah. So then I was like, well, I don't want that. So I don't feel bad for not having that, But then I got into a place where it's like, well, I don't want this though. I don't want to be here. So and also led me on a path of started personal development, really going down a path, reading more books and like not drinking as much and not going out as much and and I don't even think it was intentional at the beginning, but just doing different things, traveling more, which opens your mind. And maybe 2018, I just got to a place where I was like, I cannot be at this job anymore. Like